God may not change your situation immediately, but He can change you so deeply that the situation no longer controls you. Faith is trusting God's wisdom when His plan makes no sense to your understanding. When His plan makes no sense to your understanding. Do not measure God's presence by the absence of trouble. Sometimes He is closest when the storm is strongest. Your delay is not necessarily a denial. God may be preparing you for what your present strength cannot sustain. When God closes a door, do not spend your life knocking on it. Trust Him for the door He has prepared ahead. Prayer does not always change the battlefield. Sometimes prayer changes the warrior standing in it. Never allow yesterday's failure to convince you that God has canceled tomorrow's purpose. Jeremiah 29:11. God is not intimidated by the size of your problem. What overwhelms you is still under His authority. Believers, hear this. Sometimes God removes your comfort because He is developing your character. Do not rush what God is building. Anything established by divine wisdom is worth waiting for. Trust God and be patient. The chapter you are crying through today may become the testimony that gives someone else strength tomorrow. When your strength ends, God's faithfulness does not. His grace begins where human ability reaches its limit. You do not need to understand every step when you know the one who holds the destination. Amen. God can use the season that broke your pride to build the character your purpose requires. Stop comparing your journey with another believer's journey. God writes different stories, but His purpose remains good. Believers, a quiet season is not always an empty season. God often does His deepest work where nobody is watching. Keep believing. The God who carried you through what you thought would destroy you will not abandon you now. Your future is not determined by your past. When your life is surrendered to Christ, God can turn broken pieces into a testimony. Sometimes God allows you to walk through darkness, not because He has abandoned you, but because He is teaching you to recognize His marvelous light. A mature believer does not trust God only when life makes sense. He trusts Him because God remains faithful when life does not. Do not despise the season of preparation. What God is building in you privately will eventually speak for you publicly. There are battles you will never understand until you realize that God was protecting your destiny through the struggle. Believers, hear this. Your character is being revealed most clearly when nobody is watching. And obedience costs you something. Never mistake God's silence for God's absence. A silent God is still a sovereign God. When God delays an answer, do not assume He has denied your prayer. Sometimes the waiting is part of the answer. God can take a season that looked like wasted time and use it to produce wisdom that money could never buy. When everything around you is uncertain, let the character of God become the certainty your soul stands. God does not need perfect people to accomplish His purpose. He needs surrendered hearts willing to trust Him and obey. Believers, trust God today and obey His voice with faith. God bless you.